Hello, bookies. So I've been bullet journaling for over a year now, and I wanted to show you what I have in my spreads. So the reason that I have two here is this is my real bullet journal. It is a Lecterm 1917. I really enjoy it. And then this one right here is a Roth journal. I use this for the bullet journaling program I host at my library. So this one is nothing in it is actually true. You'll notice there's some pages in there of like goals and stuff. None of it's real. It's just for the teens to look at to get ideas for what they might want to do without having to go online. So I want to share that with you. This one I'll do a full flip through. This one I'm going to skip January because at this point January is over, and I'm going to show you my February spread as well as some of the spread I have prior to any of the months. So we will start with my real one. Again, this is a Lecterm 1917. All right, so the first thing I have in here is my 2019 resolutions and just a quote from my favorite Doctor Who episode, which is the Van Gogh episode, which is why I also have a picture of my favorite Van Gogh painting in there. Next, I have my key as well as my 2019 year at a glance. You will notice on my key that I have a mood key on there. Unlike most bullet journalers that I see, instead of gauging the day like you would in, say, a hospital when you're asked to gauge your pain, I like to be a little bit more in depth with how I'm feeling. So I have this little key that I have in the front here rather than drawing it out every single month of my different emotions on how I'm feeling that I color into my mood keys. Next, you can just briefly see, we're skipping ahead a little bit. This is what I do for my spread of dates. Everything's covered up here because you don't need to know what I'm doing and birthdays and whatnot. But I would just list them here on the side and write all the dates that I have something going on. Then I have my to be read list. You can see some things are checked off because I've already read those, but I'm going to continue to add things to that as the year goes on, as I plan on reading at minimum 52 books. And to go with that, I have my bookshelves. I like to color them in by genre as I read. And I write how many pages or how long the audiobook was. It's a little difficult to see, but I also have a journal that I use specifically for bookish information as well that I got from the Owl Crate, which many people have posted here, so I don't need to post on here. But I listen to a lot of audiobooks, as you can see. So I have one shelf that's specifically for audiobooks and one shelf that is specifically for books read. As of today, when I'm filming it, I have read and finished 7 books. So they are all colored in, and they're colored in by genre, as you can see. Next, I have my Pop Sugar Reading Challenge. I printed it out. I kind of cropped it so it would fit in the book, and I'm writing down the names of every book that I read and which challenge it fulfills. I'm hoping to do all 50 of the challenges this year, so we'll see if I can do it. Next, we have program ideas. So this is where I write down some ideas I have for some library programs. I also have my fitness tracker over here, which you can tell I've covered up my weight information, and I don't have in my measurements right now. But as you can see, what I'm doing is I'm just crossing off boxes here based on weight. Just did that to show you what it looks like and as I go along. And I have my minor goal, which is here, the 145, which is why it changes colors, and then my more major goal is a 135. So hopefully I will get to that before the end of the year, and then I will be able to sustain it. Next, I have my mile limits for my car, as I have a lease. So I have it color-coded by season, and every Sunday I write down my miles that I have reached for the week. Then I actually started using this bullet journal a little bit early, so I had my schedules for September, October, and then on the back of this is November, December of 2018. They were just brief calendars that had like my dates and stuff on it. Now to the February spread. All right. So my February spread. I am doing a Lunar New Year spread. Specifically, it is mostly Chinese New Year. There is one image in here that is Japanese, as it is from an anime, but the rest of it is Chinese because my husband does lion dance. So I kind of lose him for the month of February, but that's what I associate February with. So I drew some lanterns, and I also drew a lion here that is holding a banner that says Happy New Year in Chinese. And this, I have just a calendar over here. It's covered up right now because it's already like labeled with my information for the month. And then on the next page, I also covered this up because it is my important dates. It's where I put descriptions of everything that I'm doing for the month on specific days. And it is the year of the pig, so I found this beautiful picture online of a pig that says 2019 on it and pasted that in. I then have my one sentence journal over here. Every day for the month I will just write a quick little blurb of the day so I remember what happened that day. Next, I have my mood tracker, and it says mood here in Chinese and love in the center. And then I have Happy New Year, Year of the Pig. And what I do on here is I write what the weather is on the outer circle. So I'll write the temperature of the high of the day and what the weather was for the majority of the day. I will then color in my AM mood and my PM mood based on the key that you saw before. I then have my sleep tracker, in which I will highlight the hours that I sleep throughout the day so that I can try to work on getting in my perfect amount of sleep, which is something I've been trying to work on. So I figured I'd make it a spread, and I drew this adorable sleeping pig on here as well for Year of the Pig. All right, next I have my monthly trackers for different things that I do, and every day that I do something, I color it in with a highlighter to keep track of the fact that I did what I needed to do that day. I then have 2 pages of my finance tracker. So I have this one, which says luck. I did it based on the red envelopes that you get for Chinese New Year with lucky money in it. So I have that over here. This is my personal finances, and as you can see, there's no information in it right now, but except how much I pay for gas a month, but that is here. And then the next page, oh, it's stuck. The next page, I have my joint finances with my husband. On here, I also have a place where I keep track of bills and make sure that everything is good. And this says a red package here. All right, now here's where the Japanese part came in. Fruits Basket is my absolute favorite anime, so I wanted to make sure that I included that somewhere in here. So these are the Fruits Basket zodiac animals pictures of them that I found online because I did not trust myself to draw them. So I put them here on my notes page where I can just jot down some quick notes throughout the month. So if I have any meetings at work or anything, I can jot it all down here. All right, then I have my weekly spreads. They all look the same, so I'm not going to show you every single one of them. But my weekly spread this month, what I plan on doing is making my to-done lists in here, and then some daily inspirations down here to get myself going. And then I have my notes, just some place for some quick little notes, like if I have someone's phone number or a name of something or something quick that I need to put, I could put that in there. I have my to-do list for my personal to-do list for things I need to do at home, or just in my regular day-to-day life. I then have my work to-do list where I can put things that I need to get done at work and things I need to get done next week, so I'm not filling in things preemptively on the other weeks. And as you can see, they are all the same. And last but not least, this is a new thing for me that I was inspired to do. It is video ideas on the top. So this is where I'm going to write down all my video ideas for the month and check them off and write the dates next to them on what I have filmed and when I'm posting them, and then my social media stats. So these are my personal social media stats, and this is from my belly dance troupe, our social media stats. So I'm going to keep track of those there as I try to work on, seeing how we're doing for the month. So that is my bullet journal spread for my regular bullet journal. Now this is my fake bullet journal, the one that I use for the kids at work. So again, this is a rough. I got it on Amazon. I really like it. It is a good fake of the lectern. So it starts with the Mirror of Erised saying my favorite Harry Potter quote, "It does not do to dwell on dreams, but to forget to live." So I have that, and I drew the Mirror of Erised. Then I have some goals of 2019 on here. They are pretty generic goals, as again, this isn't my real bullet journal. I made my own index. It's pretty brief, but that's here. Then, and as you can see, I've already started putting March in as well. I've got a bucket list that I made. Again, none of this is actual. I made the key page very similar to my actual key page in the sense that I put the mood tracker on there as well, so I could explain to them the system that I use. But I have done other versions as well in here. A to-do color scheme and an events color scheme, just giving them ideas. We've got a area for me to write down what I'm doing every month, and right here was to write down the birthdays of people, was next to the present, so any birthdays or celebrations that happen in that month, I can write them down on this side to keep track of. So we have that. Then we have a to be read list, which looks almost identical to my to read list in my actual journal. It's the same thing with the shelf that I have printed out here to color in. All right, then we have January. So January, I did a star theme in here. It's a very similar layout to what I did in my journal for February, where I put important dates and then they can color it in. I have a to-do page where you can put video ideas, birthdays, what to do next month, and a to-do list. Put a coloring sheet in there in case, get bored. I have a mood chart that is more like the chart that most people do, where you're gauging your day based on, these different colors. And I put the smiley faces in there to make it more obvious on what they meant. And then you'd color in the stars, and I made sure that I put in different constellations. If you know any of the constellations that are in here, I'd like to see you post that in the comments and let me know. See if you can figure it out without me telling you what constellations I put in. Then I have a habit tracker over here where I would just color in what I have done habit-wise. Again, none of these are real. And there's a whole lot of trackers here. Much more than I use, but that's all right. All right. Then we have different week trackers. So I have a whole bunch of different ones in here to show a variety of looks. So this one is one that has more constellations on here, and you'd write down here what you have to do, and then you put your goals, or you could put your to-done lists like I have. But since this was going to students, it's mostly to put down like homework and such. I then have this layout, different style layout with a to-do list, and every day. I've used this one in the past, and I really liked it. I then have a fake school schedule for high school on the side over here, and this looks like the agendas that the local schools give out. So I did a layout like that to give the kids an idea of, if that actually works for them, they could draw that out. I then had this simplistic layout, which I really actually like. It's really pretty, but I just don't see it working out for me. But I really enjoy it. So you would just write down all the things that you have to do for the day underneath. And last but not least, we have this layout, which you write down over here and you check them off as you do. Then same thing as I have in my regular journal, I have my sentence journal over here, one sentence journal. Then we have February, which is all in pencil, as I did not color it in for them. But I did a theme of hearts for February, so I just drew out a calendar, which is a layout I usually use in my journal, but this month I tried to change it up and see if I like the other layout that you saw before, so we'll see which one works better for me. I then again have a to-do list page and a whole bunch of other things, gift ideas, chores, videos, and I put gift ideas in there seeing as Valentine's Day is coming up. So I know that I am somebody who likes to give tiny gifts to friends as well for Valentine's Day. I then have a brain dump page where it's basically like my notes page where you could just throw anything on there just to keep to remember. We then have a mood and sleep. So I would color in, this is one I've never tried, but I'd color in the mood that I was feeling based on the key that you saw previously, and then also color in the sleep, the areas of the day that I am asleep to keep track of. I liked the idea when I first made it, and then after looking at it, I don't think this is one that I would ever actually use, but I could see somebody really enjoying it. So I then have trackers, rather than writing out as many as I did before. I have these, and I would, same thing, color in all the dates. Then have a daily gratitude page. Since it is Valentine's Day, I wanted to not only show love to my friends and family, but also to myself. So every day, write down a little daily gratitude. And I have Pooh Bear and Piglet there, and a Pooh Bear quote that I got online and printed out. I then have my February journal, my one-sentence journal, once again. And then for the whole different spreads. So I've got lots of different spreads. All of these spreads, I tried to incorporate weather. So this is just an example of what it would look like. You draw a picture of what the weather is and then the high temperature of the day. And so I'd write down everything that I'm doing on these days. And then this is a next month line. Another nice simplistic look. This one is lots going on. which was kind of an inspiration for the one that I actually use this month, but I did it slightly different. So same thing, you write down everything you have to get done. You have the weather, next week, notes, and to-do. Then we have a to-do list, a next week list, and same thing, different things you have to do that month. And the last one I have is just these hearts on top that have the day of the week and the date, and you write down these lines, what you plan on doing, and have the weather over here. And last but not least, this is a spoiler, you can see March, but that's okay. Memories and favorites. This is something I actually do in my regular journal too, without the favorites. So I take pictures from that month and I put them in the journal, and I just put them all over to remember the different things that happened that month. So this is me trying to show that to the teens, to give them ideas of what they can do. So I just got these pictures online, of just generic pictures, but then you could also put in some of the favorites for the month. Again, these are just me playing around and doing fun things, but they're there. So that is my spread for this bullet journal and my February spread for my actual bullet journal. Go down to the comments and tell me what you think, and if you have any page ideas you think I should give a try. Until next time, I will see you soon. Bye.